Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. The Canon 7D Mark III. I get asked about this pretty much daily now, and people saying, please do a video, let us know what you think, when it's coming, what are the specs going to be. There's been a lot of rumors online. Here's what I think, okay? One, I think it's coming this year, probably around September for an announcement. Should be available before Christmas. That's my best guess, okay? I think it'll be out in time for the show in September, and I think it'll be available before Christmas. Canon usually isn't too far behind on their availability versus when they announce. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think we'll see it announced in September this year, 2017. I think it'll be available before Christmas. Probably, maybe even October. October, November availability. Now, down to the nitty-gritty of what this camera is going to be. It's probably going to be the camera that I wish the 90D would be, which the 90D may be after the 7D Mark III has been announced, released, and out for a bit. But here's what I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be the similar style Pro APS-C body, or close to a Pro body, that we've seen in the Mark II and the Mark I that people like so much. It's a little bit higher up the food chain than an 80D, okay? So I think we're going to see that same type of body continued. I think we're going to see a 30 megapixel APS-C sensor. I think that Canon is starting to come around and starting to see that they need to start leading the pack a bit. So I think this is going to be the first Canon APS-C sensor that's 30 megapixels. They need to start punching. I mean the 7D Mark III is their top of the food chain APS-C body. So they need to start punching at a higher weight class. They need to start leading the pack again. Canon used to lead the pack, and they've been fallen behind over the years. So what we need to see from Canon, and what I'm thinking, I'm hoping, I want to see, is a 30 megapixel APS-C sensor performing at or above what the current 24 megapixel sensors in the 80D and the new 77D and whatnot are performing at. So in other words, it has to equal or be better than, ideally better than, the high ISO performance, the exposure latitude, things like that. So 30 megapixels, that's the sensor, APS-C. 4K is a no-brainer. And finally, this is where we're going to see it, because Canon and their mentality of never wanting lower cameras to have better features than higher cameras, you're going to see it announced in the flagship APS-C camera, the 7D Mark III. So we're going to finally get 4K in an APS-C body from Canon. And it's about time, because they're really lagging behind here. 4K is the new de facto standard, and then hopefully we'll see all the rest of the updates that come in after that. The 90D and the Rebel lineup updates down the chain over the next year or two after that will all have 4K as well. But the 7D Mark III will have 4K. It has to have 4K. If it does not have 4K, it is a huge error in judgment on Canon's part and a big mistake. The other thing it's got to have, and they really can just borrow this from the parts tray from the 80D, the full Vari-Angle Lcd touchscreen. What I'd like to see is a further enhancement of dual pixel AF, even better than the already amazing dual pixel AF in the M5 and the 80D and the 5D Mark IV. So we'll have that amazing video autofocus, but even better, a new update to it. We'll probably get a new Digic system, a faster processor, and we'll have that awesome Vari-Angle LCD touchscreen that we see on the 80D. Maybe even some enhancements, maybe a slightly bigger screen, maybe just some tweaks to the touch abilities, faster, smoother, whatever. But those are the three big things we need to see out of a Canon 7D Mark III for it to be a success, for it to not come out and already be behind the pack and already be out of date. So 30 megapixel APS-C sensor, first one of Canon's, first of its kind, first one in Canon's lineup to have that. And it makes sense because the flagship APS-C is the 7D, so the Mark III will have that new sensor. Next up, 4K. It's a given. It has to. If it doesn't, Canon's just, they might as well, shoot their foot off, because it's time. I know they've been holding out and crippling their cameras up till now without it, but they really have to catch up to the rest of the pack. And then the last one, the Vari-Angle LCD, full Vari-Angle LCD with a touchscreen. The 80D already has it. It's very capable, very great feature on that camera. We need to see it in the top-end APS-C from Canon. What do you guys think? Do you agree with what I'm saying, with what my specs that the 7D Mark III will have, what it needs to have? Is there something I've left out that you'd also like to see in the camera? Let me know in the comments below. Let's discuss it. If there's something I've left out, let me know in the comments below. If you disagree with one of these specs, heck, if you think it needs to be a 45 megapixel camera, if you think it needs to be 6K, just let me know. Let's discuss it. The 7D Mark III is going to be Canon's new flagship APS-C. So it's a very important camera, very important in the lineup. Let me know what you guys think. Looking forward to seeing your comments below. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.